again, it's not like these routes are super narrow and awkward to navigate. They honestly act more akin to scaffolding than anything else. But obviously, Saya's not the best physical health. So you guys take your time crossing it. Keeping an eye out. Can I ask our resident ranger to make me a perception check?
One whole perception check?
One whole perception check.
Ba-doop-ba-dop.
As opposed to half a perception check. As you guys are crossing, navigating the central crossroads of sort, this intersection by which the routes start departing away from one another, you feel the routes that you're on just pulse.
Am I getting T-Rex from Jurassic Park's vibes?
A T-Rex breaks through the ceiling and eats you guys.
But you know what I mean? It feels like
Marshall is thrilled. No,
no.
It's just a single pulse. Just boom. It's not like a footstep or anything. And
As if someone dropped something?
No. It's not like...
Continue your description of it.
It pulsates through the root itself. It's not like the ceiling like has flakes of earth drop or anything. It just... Yeah.
Does Saya seem to react or anything at all?
Which is the next point I was going to make. Can the people monitoring Saya make me their own? Your choice between insight or perception. I will give you two different avenues of information, depending on which one you roll. I don't know who's monitoring Saya, but...
Whoops.
Whoopsie!
I would give you advantage, Audrey, because you are the one helping stabilize her, so to speak.
Alright, one more.
Don't get shit! Yo, it's your hero!
Certainly works. I can't really comment on that. Two ye olde crit listo crits. 22 20s to 7 1s. Hot damn. That's
a ratio.
Some. That is quite the ratio. More than 3 to 1, technically. Perhaps you feel it as, again, you're sort of holding her, stabilizing her. So perhaps you feel it, that feeling causes you to actually look more directly at her, as opposed to just keeping an eye on surroundings and aiding her in her attempts to navigate such. But, what I'm trying to make. It looks like, almost like she's had the wind knocked out of her, like... I'm not... Okay, before you make any assumptions, I will just... She does not have a watermelon. But, let me continue with the analogy. It's as if it's like a pregnant woman. Like labor breath. And she, like, slows. Basically to a halt.
Do the crystal appendages she have just, like, kind of droop?
No. Quite the opposite, in fact.
Uh-oh.
They seem to animate a bit more. Before, they honestly acted sort of as if, like crutches, almost. Like, they just sort of... like, are this weird stabilizer on her back, extending from her back onto the ground. Like, there's this, like, singular, tendril point, like a scorpion tail, almost, like, just sort of on the very tips of it, just dig... like, a secondary set of legs, almost. But at this... like, they just sort of spur out of the ground and just sort of snake around.
We should move back. We should move back right now. Anybody follow me?
Yeah.
Party.
So, how are you? Do you want to keep going, or do you want to head back?
She, like, very hurriedly, very frantically, suddenly, she's, like, throws her head, like, not throws her head, but throws her gaze over her shoulder and looks back at the crack in the wall that leads back in. I do not feel like we should leave. There's something there.
Okay.
Something's calling to me.
If we continue forward, that might have ill side effects. Jeremy says, like, watching the crystalline tendrils move around.
What's it
They
saying?
eventually sort of slowly are repacified. You know, they sort of go back to the original state. And then Saya herself, her breathing normalizes. Again, it's just a single pulse that sort of a wave spurred this on.
Seems that something might have told the tree to react to it, or the tree itself might have been reacting to someone being here that shouldn't have been leaving.
A boundary spell, more likely, of some kind.
You're not supposed to be in this area, so go back. Makes sense why the other things haven't just wandered out here at this point.
That doesn't mean we can't take her out. It means there might be consequences to doing so. How badly do you want to see your daughter?
Her eyes are darting back from the entrance to the cavern to the water pool platform that leads to where the well is. Like she's like looks frantically between the two, just eyes.
I think
Saya, listen to me.
Oh, that works. Never mind.
Look at me. Don't look anywhere else. Look at me.
You actually have to like physically grab her head and then force her to look at you.
I do so.
Her eyes are like just blinking for like constantly.
Do you want to see your daughter?
Yes.
That's all I need to know. I cast fly on myself and I bolt out of the dungeon.
Ooh. Very interesting. I dropped the spell description. Not that I particularly need it. I could probably myself figure out what the spell fly does. I think it causes you to sink into the earth underground.
Land shark, let's go.
But I'm just wondering the speed. 60 feet. Fly speed. That's pretty nice.
And you can cast
It's honestly, at this point, above the subterranean lake, it's not that far to hit where the well is. Or the well ladder and stuff like that. So you swoop Saya and just fly on out of there, leaving everyone in the fucking dust.
I was just gonna say take a different approach. It didn't involve walking over a fucking lake, but okay.
What's a dynamic exit? I'll give him that. You forget. It's like an angel ascending from hell itself. You know, you shoot through the cobblestone interior of the well, and to her credit, like it has like a weapon drawn, it's like ready to attack you, and then she realizes it's you.
Yes, calm down, Tala.
Well, you're not there. Eventually, the rest, like he has such a massive advantage, flying.
Oh, gotcha.
Double
You
speed.
flew. Okay.
Yeah, he flew there.
So we're still down in there. Perfect.
Yeah, no. So Zaya had a reaction, and then Aldrich took upon himself just to bring her to the surface. So,
He already brought her. Okay.
Well, he's bringing her right now, which is
Don't
why
forget,
Tala is
maybe-
reacting.
Maybe put a cloak over her. She looks really gross.
She's kind of a hideous monster. No, everyone says.
She looks like a normal person, by all means.
Yeah.
She has
Save for
crystals
the-
coming out of her.
Say, again, it's not like the crystal are as jagged or
Yeah, it's a chitinous plating.
entropic as the
You
other
could
ones. It honestly
cover
looks
the body
like
and
really
leave the face.
fucking. Fair enough. But yeah, so you arrive back out onto the surface, and Tala and Owen are there, and then Owen's eyes go from you; they're fixated on you, and immediately falls upon Saya. And Saya just, she Yeah, aerial travel is not something people are accustomed to. Surprise, surprise. Looks like
Do
an
I
armadillo.
do I know where we last left
That's what I figured.
Mishka?
You guys left her with Elder Turov's place.
In that case, I will tell Owen and Tala that I'm heading toward Elder Turov's, and then I'll just keep bolt.
Okay, what about the others? He also shouts after you.
Tell them.
Okay, and like he immediately just drops his book and like writing implement and just looks down into the well. And it's around this point, like you guys are sort of ran to keep up with Aldrich. He hears the splashing of water. You guys go to the well's what's it, waterbed, I guess. Are you guys okay?
I mean, enough.
Of course I'm okay. I'm Marshal Militatis. Stupid question.
Our military's marshal. By the way, did the tree root pulsate again when she like just fucking dipped? Or
No, it didn't.
No? Okay.
Okay, interesting.
So border thing sounds accurate. Climb.
Okay, well, and you see, like at the bottom of the rope, you see Owen like tug at where the knot is. I mean, the rope's secure, and feel free to climb up.
Yup. Hup.
And so they did.
And so they did.
I'd probably start yelling Elder Turov at the top of my lungs whenever I'm close enough for them to hear me.
Honestly, probably didn't take that long with a 60-foot fly speed, and you're probably booking it.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, so as you guys are all climbing up and heading into town, Aldrich, you begin shouting, Elder Turov, as you close in on his lodge, so to speak. Attracting the attention of anyone in earshot. It's at this point, it's probably...
Yeah.
It's probably the middle of the night. It's been a
Like
few
midnight,
hours.
1 o'clock.
Let's see, you guys descended at like 6, so probably like 11.
Hmm.
Yeah, at least you're not flying around scaring people.
Like you see, like
Yeah.
as you're shouting, this like lights get flickered on in people's homes and stuff like that. But you don't really care. You have other important shit to do. One such like getting. Actually, no. I think Turo would probably be awake at this point. So the lights are on Elder Turov's lodge, and then eventually you see Elder Turov dressed in a bit dressed down, but still in his Elder's attire. And he's holding out like something of a candle on the candle holder. And he just sees you flying through town. Just like you stop yourself and just sort of sit your feet down in front of him. Like he's very confused right now, you can tell.
Mishka, where is she?
She's inside. Is that?
Yes,
Inside, hurry!
I hurry.
He just like you see that like as you guys are going in, like all the door, like he's just going through the doors he like cast open at your shouting out for his attention. Mishka, child, Mishka, shut up. Fuck you,
Continue.
child, and he actually goes like sort of towards your guys' wing, that like wing of sort of rooms and stuff. And one of the doors on the bottom floor gets opened aside, and you see the neighbor from before, Astoria, and with Mishka like sort of sat upon her arm. Oh, what is? And she just stops, like her eyes are just open. And you see Mishka's like honestly like still sleepy. And she's like just sort of leaned like half asleep on Astraeev's shoulder. But at the commotion, she like sort of looks and sees all this. Mother? And like Saya, despite her immense weak status, like sort of tries to like I don't think you're trying to really like hold her back or anything. But like
No.
she sort of yeah, just sort of like tries to get out of your grasp and immediately goes over to Mishka and Astreev.
Wait, hold her back. Athletics check.
Hold her back.
I do
Oh my
keep an
God.
eye on the appendages, though.
Gotcha. Weird enough, like she sort of, because you're sort of holding her up, like I don't know, like sort of.
If I notice her trying to
Rhino style.
approach Mishka, I just probably just lean down, help her get to
No,
where she
like
wants
she
to go.
she just sort of like tries to jump out of your arms, and as she does so, the appendage actually helps as she lands on the ground, stabilize her. Like they move,
Okay.
like they very much are like just another set of limbs to her. And they seem to stay in their passive position of just like these little, the tips of these little scorpion, not pincers, tail, just sort of just barely tap into the woodwork and just sort of keep her just there. And then Astreev gives Mishka over to her mother. And the two have a very, very tear-filled reunion. I honestly, because I despise children personally, I cannot properly describe a mother's reunion to their lost child, especially when both sides consider the other one dead. But you guys can imagine it. Lots of mothering, and muttering of parental comfort. Some apologies. More on Mishka's end. Besides, gives some as well. And as you're sort of looking over the scene, eventually, probably 10, no, not 10, you guys are also rushing, probably like 5 or so minutes, the rest of you come marching in as well. And then are greeted by this exchange. Like, Saya, over the course of that time, like, Saya actually, like, sort of, her knees sort of gave out, and she's just sort of cradling Mishka on the floor.
God, you're fast. Oh.
I...
Hi.
There's so much to discuss. I'm happy though. Astreev. Yes. Please help me. Warm the house. Light lights. And prepare something for Silva. Of course. And then she sort of pisses off to go do her duties. Come. Like he's it's not hard. He's like, come, let us go talk by the. And then he sees like Saya and Mishka just like on like service on the ground laid there, like against the wall.
Let them have a moment.
And then he's like, I don't want to move right now. Never mind. In due time. But may I speak to all of you, please? Over here. He brings you like a corner of this wing.
Shuffle.
You get lighting candles and things like that, or sconces and stuff like that. Sconces? The sconces are for torches. You know what I mean.
Candelabras.
Not candelabras. It's not. This is a fucking twist. Oh,
Does
yeah,
he have a
candelabra
chandelier?
here.
Be our guest. Be our guest.
Jesus Christ. Anyways, he brings you. He ushers you over to the side. I have so many questions, and an immense of appreciation. There's much I would love for you to tell me in due time, but I must ask first. The red growing from Saya. What is that?
From what we could tell, it's possibly what's keeping her alive.
Like at that, his eyes like look over.
It's
And you something you begin noticing is that these appendages are actually capable of growing.
what?
like they're actually able to. The width of them actually is capable of like the plates that form them actually begin popping out like jigsaw pieces, like a Tetris pieces, just sort of and just sort of expose, open out like a fan, just widen. And you notice that they just sort of encapsulate Saya and Mishka, just sort of wrap around them.
It's adorable in a slightly scary kind of way.
In a weird Lovecraftian way, yes.
Yeah.
Are we there? Is it?
Yeah, you guys are all there now.
Yeah.
That's really.
You see Mira begin pulling out like a notebook and begin writing some stuff down.
There is a cavernous complex underneath the well.
What? Oh, that is hell. You went down there and
It seems to be filled with mutated and altered forms of people that were hung by the hanging tree.
There are crystals of the same color down there, and there's some sort of magic to them, and they seem to be either powering or forcing these changes in whatever, like Chedomir pointed out, in whatever's unfortunate enough to get caught in a hanging tree.
But they're all...
Saya?
She's completely different from everything else.
His eyes wander back over.
Keep an eye on her. Do keep an eye on her, but I personally hope that we got to her in time. She seems to have her senses intact. The other things we encountered seemed more mindless. Too far gone.
Something was trying to draw her back as we were taking her out.
What? The tree, it must be.
It might not just be the tree.
He blinks at this. What do you mean?
We have reason to believe there's... how did she say it? A guardian or a...
I think
Warden.
A warden, that's the word. Somebody interacting with the beings and interacting with... Oh, also, there's a small garden of hanging trees down there.
What?
Yep. And somebody seems to be propagating its growth.
He like leans back against the wall. It's behind him and just sort of.
Is there like a chair that I can pull up for him?
There's not a chair in here you can pull up for him.
So a warden and a gardener.
Green thumb. Let's not make jokes about this.
He's a wardener.
Warden.
Stars from Hells pops in. He's a warden.
An infertile mark burns across the wooden wall, and it reads in common, Wardener.
Anyways. This isn't just something that
How large is such trees?
They're about average size, correct, Crash?
Define average size.
Okay.
Average of what?
Okay, compared to Jeremy's experience with tree growth, do they seem to be like a few years old, or do they seem like
More than a few years. Trees don't grow that quickly.
Yeah.
Are we talking tiny mountaintop
shrub.
evergreens?
Hmm.
Or are we talking like
It's more like an average
woodland
moderately
oak trees?
It's more like an adequately grown, young adulthood, aged like apple tree.
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
So, not a sapling.
So pretty big, but not. It's not fucking huge like the actual hanging tree.
I describe it as such.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What is an apple? I did not know this term.
Right, don't eat food. They've been growing for a fair bit.
We have not known this at all.
Hmm.
More hanging trees.
Have you...
Hellscape is something to fear.
Mhm. But it's underground. That's what they were interested in. How and why? Have any of you seen an individual wandering through the forest at weird times or intervals? Maybe after the tree feeds on something? Someone.
No, I don't. I did not. I don't know. I do not personally oversee such. I would have to talk to some villagers. Where is this? I need you to go find people. I need you to find Mishka's family first. I need to know.
I think you need to take a breath and catch your thoughts for a second.
This is wise. This is a very large sum of information you have granted me.
Probably not what
Elder.
you wanted to hear, though.
Elder. Good. Yes, sorry. It was perfect timing. I've prepared things. Elder Charles' eyes go back over to the. It's like sort of like a freaking like egg of like crystal flesh tendrils. Just it's like this glowing red. Just fucking.
That's the point where Chedmir's legitimately concerned. It's like, is she just gonna like completely envelop them? What's going on?
It seems that the tendrils like are actually capable of doing such. In terms of like length and width.
I would look over to Aldrich because he's the one that's kind of interacted with Sai the most. It's like, should we ask her to like?
She must be starving. We should get something.
It's possible, yeah, but
I would look at Chadimir and send out let them have this moment.
all right, but I'm gonna watch.
Keep, by all means,
okay.
Yeah, by all means, keep an eye, but let them have the moment.
Storeyev. Yes, Elder. Go get their family. Go get Koda and Alex. And she nods. This is very good. Alex is they're not our top gatherer, but they know. Then they would be the people to ask about this mysterious figure. He just is like, again, Elder Charles is not a young man, and you guys have just delivered unto him years of stress and information.
I mean,
he's feeling his age right now. You can tell.
Never said it was good information. Just said it was information.
It was information. It's a very alarming amount and content, alarming content of information. But
if he has any more questions, Jenner's probably watching them and is willing to answer anything he has.
He would ask, like, how far does this cavern go?
Would Chedimir be able to approximate a distance? I mean, if anyone in the group.
If anyone in the group, because you likely have experience of like underground ice caverns and stuff like that, and not just your one-shot thing. I mean, just like en general.
Dang it! You took
I would
my
say
trick.
yeah. I would say yeah. You'd be able to approximate. It goes out well past the hanging tree and stuff like that.
Well past. Anyways.
Well past it, in the northern direction.
Mm-hmm.
Northern and northwestern directions and stuff like that.
Sprawling north. Here's something I
Well,
don't...
northwestern to western, my bad.
Northwestern to western. Here's something I never really asked. The caves, do they seem mostly naturally formed?
I've had you ask this.
I can't remember, but I would like clarification.
Certain parts of it do look natural. Obviously, there are obviously some segments which have a person-shaped hole through it.
Clearly, something went wrong there.
Yeah. It looks more akin... Okay, so look at the map there. basically the path that leads south, like past towards the crystal and the water and the corpse room. Most, if not, like most of that looks naturally formed, and then the paths that lead up also look naturally formed to a certain portion. Around the point where you reach the smuggler area, it does begin looking like actually manipulated by a non-natural force.
Right, which is probably them digging the thing out and then coming across the bad place. Potentially. At least that's my view. Also, I think you might have done something, because I can't see the map anymore. Or I might have done something.
Nani the fuck?
Yeah, I think it's like the shadow, the fog of war effect. I think you might have accidentally turned that on.
Reset fog. I think that just resets the reveal area. Turn on fog of war. I don't want to turn on fog of war, you little bitch. No.
Bench. I'm also going to reload my page, in case it's just me.
It's
No,
on.
I don't see anything. I see a little dark river type thing up in the
Darkness.
top left.
Nani the hell?
Naughty the fuck.
Yeah, let me try moving you guys to a different
There we
page
go.
back.
There it is.
Okay, fine,
Alright.
fuck you too, roll 20.
Just decided to say,
Lost it.
"Oh." Okay, so goes that way, that's normal, and then that section is that. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is Nevi about, or?
Never's been with you guys this whole time.
I forgot.
She's been pretty quiet.
Hmm.
Quite a stark contrast of how she was before this adventure. I can't imagine why. Yeah. We'll actually take a 5-minute break there because I feel like it's a fitting point. Also good for video stuff.
Yeah.
And when we come back, we'll fast forward like probably some 30 minutes, and you guys will be in the that little like bonfire room that Elder Turov has, and present will be all of you guys, of course, Estrella, Mishka, Saya, and the rest of their family, Alex and Kozar. Okay.
Yeah. I need these.
All right, so see you guys in a bit.